What up, is Marcus Dynasty with ads. If you want a nice little short video on sits of the week for week 2, you're at the right place. We have a DeAndre Swift signed jersey. When we hit 2K, we're going to be giving it away to one of you subscribers here. We're going to go through the bad. Yesterday, we went through the good. These are people that I'm either fading or I'm trying to find different players, especially for just week 2 here. The first one is a matchup that has two quarterbacks against each other, and I think this matchup is just going to be rough for both quarterbacks. The first one is Tom Brady. Tom Brady has Chris Godwin hurt, not playing. We have Mike Evans. Oh, he's not practicing today. Today's Thursday, but you'll see this video Friday. Then you have Leonard Fournette hurt. Then you have everybody else. Julio on the injury report. You have everybody hurt for Tom Brady, who already has had 4 bad games in the regular season against the New Orleans Saints. And so I see this being I see this being last week, except I think Saints are going to put up some more points than Dallas did, and you're just going to have 2 quarterbacks and 2 offenses that are going to be rough. I think Evans is going to be fine like he was in week 1. I think Fournette, if he plays, is going to be fine. You're going to see a little bit of Rashad White in their stuff too, but I think both quarterbacks are going to be very bad. And if I could go and kind of filter to a Derek Carr or to a Wentz or a Matt Ryan, that would be a good option. Those are some starts that I talked about yesterday. We have Ryan Tannehill versus Buffalo. He's another fade. Buffalo they did great against Matthew Stafford, and that offense is so much better than the Tennessee offense. And so Ryan Tannehill, again, not starting him unless I have a gun pointed at my head. So we have Marcus Mariota is my last kind of fade sit of the week. And then again, against the Rams, who I understand, Josh Allen did amazing against him, but I think Aaron Donald in this defense is going to be putting a ton of pressure on Marcus Mariota. He's just not going to have a great game. And so that being said, I think that you have to bench him, especially this is more like 2 QB leagues, but there are some people that are picking him up because of his high rushing upside, and so we're just not starting him. Running backs to fade. Ezekiel Elliott. We can add Tony Pollard to that if you'd like as well. Cincinnati run defense dominated Najee Harris. Now, some of that was game script, but Cincinnati's defense has shown to be good against the run at times, and so against Zeke, this is a time where I am trying. So again, if you're trying to buy Zeke, this is not the time to buy Zeke. I think it will be after week 2 when he starts to when he gets 14 rushes for 46 yards. I really hope he gets 14 rushes for 46 yards. I would love that exact prediction. But I think that he's going to have a game where it's just going to, they're going to stop Zeke, and they're going to let Cooper Rush try to beat him. And I don't think Cooper Rush can beat him. I think Cincinnati wins this game. I think it's not revenge game, because revenge game they would have players on their team. But I think this is going to be a game that Cincinnati knew they blew against Pittsburgh. They are not going to do the same against Dallas here. Penny. I love Penny. I like Rashad Penny is one of my favorite running backs that I had with 0 RB strategy, but this is going to be a tough matchup against San Francisco. We know the interdivision rivals between San Francisco and Seattle seems to always be these low-scoring, ugly fests, and I just see San Francisco's defense dominating David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, and seeing that for Rashad Penny, I think this is going to be not the best follow-up from the Monday night affair that they had against the Broncos. So the Jets versus Cleveland is the next 2 running backs, Breece Hall, Michael Carter. Right now they are splitting, and you're against Cleveland, who I think is going to really take down the Jets here. I think the Jets they're just going to struggle for some of these certain games. And right now I am trying to fade as many Jets as I possibly can. In redraft and dynasty, this is times where you just sit patiently and you wait to buy, because buying time will be soon. And I tell you, people are already panicking on Breece Hall. Now, I've already heard some whispers, Drake London over Breece Hall should have happened. No. We remember the Jonathan Taylor panicking, and I remember people going, we need to sell Jonathan Taylor after week 6. Look there's this ginormous hole, and he goes into the offensive lineman. Well, now look at where he's at. People panic on rookies. They see the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, and they go, look at this guy's playing, and this guy's not, and I need the guy that's playing. It's just, calm down. Calm down. Texans running backs versus Denver, same issues. We have Rex Burkhead, who's going to be the passing down receiving back, and you're going to have Dameon Pierce, and they're going to split time, and it's a backfield that is not going to be worthy of having 2 players until one of them basically succeeds, which I think will be Dameon Pierce eventually. But right now it's going to be a 50-50 split you're splitting RB32. So really you're splitting the volume and the ability to be a running back 3, maybe a hot low-end running back 2, but you're splitting it into 2. So really you have running backs that just are not startable. I have Rex Burkhead, and I'm like, gosh, I just keep trying to sell him to the Dameon Pierce owner in redraft because it's like, I can't do anything with him. I can't start him unless Dameon Pierce gets hurt. It's like, it's just, you're all banking on touchdowns. And on Houston's offense, you never bank on the touchdowns for Houston. Sits, I got a lot of them for wide receivers. So buckle up. We have Christian Kirk versus Colts. Colts defense, just a great defense. And I think they're going to put a lot of attention on Christian Kirk. They're going to make Trevor Lawrence try to beat them another way. And then Sterling Shepard versus the Carolina. Again, these are guys that did well week 1, but now we're in better or against, you should say, worse matchups for them personally. So I think that's going to be a struggle for them. Robbie Anderson, same thing for against the Panthers. I'm not starting Robbie Anderson. He had one good play. Let's calm down. I understand he had more targets than that, but let's just calm down. Chase Claypool, I think some people are already saying, well, he's going to be used kind of in that Deebo Samuel role against New England. I don't think that that's going to be a great role to be put against. I think Chase Claypool has a struggling game. I told you guys, 2022 is going to be tough for Pittsburgh because too many mouths to feed. And especially with a quarterback that can't supply him or a rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett, which has shown historically to struggle at supplying good fantasy players in the passing options. I think this is just going to be a very tough season for Pittsburgh. And one of the things you're going to see is there's going to be not a top 24 wide receiver out of this group. And you might have a boom game here and there from Deontay or from Claypool that they get 2 touchdowns in one game, but I am trying to fade as much as I possibly can. Titans against Buffalo, we saw what Buffalo did against the Rams receivers that were not named Cooper Kupp. And so hi Kyle Phillips, hi Treylon Burks. I am just trying to avoid those types of wide receivers. Green Bay versus Chicago, Allen Lazard. If he's playing right now, he's questionable. Well, at least this is Thursday. He might be out by Friday. Sammy Watkins, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. I am all just kind of waiting. We're all just waiting. Am I starting Aaron Rodgers? In a pinch, I am. But with the options, I am just kind of holding off, and I'm not starting anybody because it literally could be anybody that has a successful day. I would put my money on Allen Lazard being the wide receiver 1. Again, that's why I said preseason. I said Christian Watson might have more of the boom type of plays, which he almost had. But he might get one against Chicago. He might not. And so we'll see how they kind of play into week 2 and because really it hasn't really shown who's going to be who's going to actually step up. And then what in the world did I write there? I wrote Metcalf versus Seattle. Somebody against versus Derek Carr. I don't know what I wrote. We're going to skip one of the benches because I can't actually read it. But Metcalf versus San Francisco is one of them. And then the reason for Metcalf versus San Francisco is I think that again, game is going to be very bad. And San Francisco's defense is actually good. And they stopped Darnell Mooney. I mean, how many points did Darnell Mooney get? Exactly. We got benches. Dawson Knox versus Tennessee. Not believing in Dawson Knox. Had a horrible week 1. I think that's going to translate into week 2 as well. And then all Broncos and all Seattle tight ends. I am not starting. That's Noah Fant, Albert O. They are off my board for a while because they are playing tight end by committee. Remember running back committee? They're playing tight end by committee. It's just ridiculous. And so another one to note, I don't know this again. This is Thursday. It might be by the time Friday. George Kittle still not practicing, which stinks. I bought George Kittle because I was like, man, he is going to be healthy this year. And then he's not healthy. I'm so mad at George Kittle. All right, that's it. I let my frustrations leave. All right, this is Marcus Nice with Dads. Peace out. Take care. We'll see you again soon.